Well, Doctor. It's another edition of Legend Times Fantasy Fights. I'm Chris Antista. Who else do we have with us?
Dave.
I'm Dave Rudden. And who else?
Big Pumpkin, bro.
Yeah, this is our Halloweeny match. We're talking about movie monsters, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too specific about it because I don't know who's on the roster.
It's the Scary Rumble.
Scary Rumble.
Winner gets revived by Universal.
Gets remired from public domain. Yes, it's Dracula. Based on Vlad the Impaler.
At Dracula.
At Dracula.
Follow me on Twitter.
I got to check and see who is at Dracula on Twitter.
That's great.
Dude, that is awesome.
It's got to be like a jokey Twitter account.
Gangrel's intro or something.
Blue!
Now you'll notice it in a second.
That's a really, really good Dracula, by the way.
That looks slick.
Can't take
I'm trying to break my announcer voice. That is an excellent Dracula.
Old school Dracula, if you will.
Boom!
That's
right.
I see. Oh, it's
Showing the crowd is Alucard, the Dracula backwards. Can you wear coattails into the arena, into the squared circle?
Yeah.
Certainly hope so.
I think this will be like George Bush style, where it's gonna cut.
Yeah.
It's gonna cut for a prior fantasy fight.
I have a tattoo that says "Snake goes here."
He'll probably take this finery off to actually do battle.
I would just imagine just the coat.
Again, a really good-looking Dracula, still not as wide as Sheamus.
Yeah, it's true.
Bend before the Emperor of the Night.
I think he was attempting to turn into a bat there so he could fly, but just couldn't quite do it.
This is Dracula
I can't believe I'm climbing.
as popularized by a 1930 Universal film starring Bela Lugosi.
Pull the string.
Pull the string.
This thing I always do is Dracula.
I vamp, Elston. It's what I am. It's what I do.
Yeah, this is not.
He's not gonna be happy when they turn the.
I said it on the Laser Time Dracula Facts episode. Everybody doing a Dracula impression does a Hungarian accent because of how well Bela Lugosi embodied the role in 1932's Universal film Dracula.
So there will be 10. Oh, that's pretty
man.
Yeah.
So there will be 10 monsters taking part in this Royal Rumble.
But I don't want to be a vampire.
Will Dracula be the oldest?
Who is that? It is the Cookie Monster. My mistake. This is not movie monsters. We opened up the television.
It's just monsters. Man.
Cookie Monster, in case you didn't know, debuted in a local coffee commercial made by Jim Henson before
C
he
is
got
for
a Sesame
championship. It's good enough for him.
Wow, C was for coffee first before cookies?
I cannot imagine what's in the bag. I can only imagine it's cookies, which Cookie Monster is now declared a sometimes food. He does not want to encourage kids to overeat sugary sweets.
You know, if you just work out and exercise, you can eat all the cookies you want.
You tell a 5-year-old to work out. Hit the gym, Billy.
He's eating so many cookies, he just can't get up right now.
I couldn't keep weight on. I'm outside running, climbing trees, jumping rivers. Like,
holy shit! Got a big old buffalo shot from Cookie Monster there. I'm not sure what that was about. Well, man, all my money's on Cookie Monster. I don't want to let down the Children's Television Workshop.
Blood versus cookies, which is the
so if Dracula bites in, big whiff from Dracula. He's been out of the game for too long. Sleeping in that
looks
coffin.
like he made a mistake to the heart.
Do you, if he bit into Cookie Monster, though, does Cookie Monster bleed? We will find out tonight.
Nobody knows. But I've seen Cookie Monster eat less organic things than Dracula, so don't be too convinced on who's going to bite who here.
Because even if he had blood, it's going to be full of sugar and processed cookie goo. So, like, what nutrition is Dracula going to get?
Monster eats his vegetable. I don't have. It's my universal Sesame Street accent. Really giving it to the Cookie Monster. Kids in the crowd are crying. Dave doesn't care. All the Cena fans are upset right now.
Oh.
Cookie Monster, get up! You could do this.
Man, how does he know it's coming from behind?
Can't tell
like
who's been in the game longer. Man, are both of these characters over half a century old at this point?
Yeah, I gotta assume Drac's gonna be the oldest, but we don't know. Boom, we're back!
Oh. Yeah. I think Bram Stoker's Dracula dates back to the 1800s, so I think that's a little older than Cookie Monster. And I'm just gonna assume Jim Henson, born in the 70s, just looks like it. Smack! Cookie Monster taking punches in the face. Not much you can do about it, even in a painted motorcycle helmet.
It's a European uppercut right there.
Transylvanian uppercut. Off the top rope!
Man, Cookie Monster again. The avoision.
This is not going to be a quick match. Ooh, everybody's booing Cookie Monster here.
All right, who's in? The Mummy!
The Mummy! The Mummy, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, is this a classic Mummy, or is this a Brendan Fraser?
Ooh, that is a good look. That is a Decapitac Ghosts and Goblins Mummy right there.
I thought the Monster Squad would stick together. Well, actually, the Monster Squad is what takes them down, but you know what I mean.
Which one do they call the F word in Monster Squad, Dracula or the Mummy?
Well, they call the Mummy Band-Aid breath.
Really stings.
Ooh,
Slept for 2,000 years just to endure these barbs.
I have no context for your childhood insults. That's what I would have said if I were in Monster Squad and playing Dracula. And Dracula already on the ropes, being taken out by the Mummy. Technically the fresher villain, according to Universal Monster lore, Dracula being one of the first films. Dracula came about so early, its movie's theme, it was just Swan Lake, because nobody was making orchestral scores exclusively for films when Dracula was first made.
Man, is Mummy already on the way out?
I can't believe it.
He hangs in there. That's
the
superhuman. Supernatural.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very recent addition, probably our newest member so far, Freddy Krueger.
What's up, all three bitches?
Get ready for the pain, bitch. God, Dracula! Oh my God, already has Krueger. Krueger not been in the game as long as Drac. Nothing you can do about that. Mummy,
Dream about that.
A lot of vamping, even though there's only one Dracula in there, and wasting that time. We'll get a backbreaker from Cookie Monster. Let the Mummy take advantage of.
Working on the claw.
Did you know there's nothing stopping any of you watching right now from making a Mummy movie, should you want to, or a Dracula film? Not subject to copyright is what I'm saying.
Oh, and out goes CM.
Out goes Cookie Monster.
The original CM Punk.
All
Cookie
the adults
Monster.
going crazy. The Cena fans are in the audience are
now he's
happy.
off to become a community manager, Cookie Monster. The lowest form.
CM for Toll House.
Dracula biding his time, letting the Mummy and Freddy Krueger fight it out for the match of the vertical stripes.
Surely the Mummy can't do in Freddy. But here in the physical realm, Freddy has half his powers or something like that.
But if we're dreaming this Royal Rumble, then it's his domain.
That's
All right.
Yeah,
You discounted Jason!
This-
Freddy versus
I'll just
Jason.
take my pants off and we'll see if this is a dream.
Yet another monster called an F word in a popular movie.
Jason slowly making his way to the
By
ring.
one of Destiny's Child.
Oh, wow.
That is definitely the Kane Hodder version.
Freddy and Jason barely in the ring at the same time.
Oh, and they will not be able to do their 2003 rematch.
Yeah.
We will not be seeing that again. Bad planning on that movie's part. I think it was one of the last Freddy Jason movies that hit #1 at the box office, and they never bothered readdressing it.
Yeah. I remember loving it, refused to watch it again because I'm sure I'll hate it now.
But I still think if I was arguing like a classy horror fan, Jason has a lot more business in the pantheon of classic horror characters. Freddy, in my opinion, is the Bugs Bunny of horror villains.
Yeah, he's a
Put it in
R-rated
wrestling
Bugs
terms,
Bunny.
it's 50-50 booking. Like, that's the problem with Freddy versus Jason, the problem with Alien vs. Predator. It's like, who wins? Actually, nobody.
Nobody wins. Except for Frankenstein
Wow.
Monster. Somebody labeled it correctly.
The correct.
Unbelievable.
Man, I love the pedantic.
Frankenstein is his manager.
But what if he does a Frankensteiner? Like, is that, how do you classify that?
That is a match I've always wanted to see. Frankenstein versus Jason. Very, very similar characters, except Frankenstein's monster, doesn't wish to kill. Does so on accident.
He's killing it so far in this Rumble.
But he does wish to maim and to injure.
They are both lumbering infants, if you can recall. Jason Voorhees died as a young child in Crystal Lake. Somehow grew into be this monstrosity we now see before us.
And then if you hang around until part 6, he gains supernatural powers thanks to a bolt of lightning.
It could happen to anybody.
Him and Ernest should have fought it out in jail, but...
Man, Dracula really owning the squared circle today. Not expect... The Slender Man! Ladies and gentlemen, we have some millennial representation. Reddit is sure to be excited. The Slender Man. Oh, look, and you can finally see him right and clear.
Does he qualify as a
Oh, it's
monster?
like the ending of Monster Squad right here.
Looking a little powder-esque.
Frankenstein's
turning on his original master, Dracula, if you're going
It's
by
hard to
Monster
say
Squad canon.
bogus.
You know, those two have met in a hit movie, Frankenstein.
Monster Squad, which you have a commentary of on
Dracula meets
lasertime.bandcamp.com.
Dracula versus Frankenstein?
Which depends on which one you're talking about. There might be a Japanese version by that
I saw one that was
title.
a VHS in Walmart that we watched after looking at it for a year, and it was incredible.
Was it in English?
Yeah, it was one of these videos, horribly edited, like, it might have been even dubbed in English. It might not have been an English movie to begin with, but just would interrupt its own sentences, horrible editing, and it was $5 at Walmart in 2004 probably. But man, did we get some laughs out of that. I think it was Dracula versus Frankenstein.
Sure hope it was. It's a match made in heaven. Was it, what year it looked like it was made?
It looked old as
Sorry,
shit.
YouTube
Slender Man.
streamers.
Oh, it's out of there.
Get out of here. No business in here, Melinda.
Take that to a Five Nights at Freddy's stream. Pennywise!
Wow, all
Favorite
right.
punk band coming in. Oh, wait, no, not that Pennywise.
Top Skater soundtrack, Pennywise.
Yeah, that's the
Not the right one.
But Ronald McDonald,
No, that is the clown from Stephen King's It.
who's been recast, is no longer Tim Curry.
Yeah, eternally
Really?
embodied by Tim Curry, but soon to be recast as somebody else. I do not have that information in front of me. I've never seen Stephen King's It. I'm thinking of giving it a shot this year, but
I
it's
did watch
really
it when
long.
it aired, and was kind of like,
Oh, the Mummy has been eliminated by a straight-to-TV horror icon. Unbelievable. The Mummy endured so many Universal creature features and couldn't last 4 rounds in this match.
Well, the Mummy will not return to this match. He's going back to see his mummy and daddy.
Jesus.
I watched the Brendan Fraser Mummy trilogy and have no recollection of anything that happened in an entire film series.
Not even The Rock?
No, as the Scorpion King.
I watched
Scorpion King.
the first one I owned on DVD and watched it over and over. I thought the first one was like a fun, dumb adventure movie. The second one was like, you're just doing all the same spots but bigger and dumber, and this movie's not as good. And then Scorpion King was like even lighter and sillier than that. So it was like,
I believe that one even had official producer credit for WWE or Vince McMahon for Scorpion King because they used the name The Rock
yeah.
on the cover of the box.
I remember the hit. Was it Godsmack or who did the song?
There's a song from the Mummy. You're telling me?
Yeah,
this
well,
would be news to me.
for Scorpion King, is it "I Stand Stand Alone"?
Charles Lee Ray, is that a real serial killer?
Well, he's an actual former...
Frankenstein's monster's been eliminated.
He's a former WCW star.
Chuckie.
Chucky.
And Dracula.
Oh, Dracula can't
has
believe
been
it.
eliminated.
Whoa!
Boy,
First my son, and now this.
They'll be
Wow,
back.
we might not have a classic horror villain winning this.
Look at
In
that.
succession, we've lost the Mummy, Dracula, and Frankenstein.
These are all
who's gonna be-
post-1975 horror villains.
Yeah.
Are these all children in the ring right now?
Yeah.
Does Pennywise count as a child?
No, he's
only
a friend of
scares
children, or am I thinking of Gamera?
Please let Gamera be in this.
Oh,
He's technically a monster.
Is that our final monster?
No, we got one left.
One left.
Eat shit, kid.
Let's see who
Lead.
will end up to be the true final 3.
Yeah.
Is that voiced by Brad Dourif of
Yep.
Deadwood fame?
Yeah.
Come on,
yeah.
Pennywise, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not sure how many films are in the Child's Play series at this point. I think there are 6.
I think
Really?
Jason's dead.
There's 3 on into Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky,
Oh, I
Curse of
forgot
Chucky.
about those ones.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think
Actually, no, some
one
of
went
them.
straight to Comcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't we all eventually go straight to Comcast?
Isn't Bride of Chucky you get to see Jennifer Tilly's doll breasts or something?
Yeah, they'd get it on in Bride of Chucky.
I'd be
The
more
one
than-
that Chucky promoted in WCW television.
I'm gonna get you, Rick Steiner. As long as you
I
watch
just,
my movie.
I just want the audio. I need to look up the clip. But when he, yes, DDT,
DDT from Jason
Jason.
Voorhees onto the baby doll.
DDT from JV to Chucky.
Taken by the clown. If Jason weren't here, this would be confusing for any child with a playroom.
Final entrance in the Monster
Final
Royal
entrance.
Rumble.
Fingers crossed for Bill Cosby.
Godzilla.
Final monster.
Donald
everyone.
Trump.
It is the
Wolfman.
Wolfman, ladies and gentlemen.
All right,
Larry
that's fine.
Talbot, according to legend.
Why is it specified as Evan Drake?
I don't know.
Is that the classic?
I have to imagine that's from. If I'm going to take a fucking guess and be really irritated, it's going to be from Underworld. Larry Talbot / Lon Chaney are the original Wolfman, and that's the only one I care about. First Universal monster movie with its own theme, a unique theme.
Sung by Celine Dion.
No, not by Celine Dion. That was a cool half a century away.
That's the joke.
And you're not going to let me get away with cool half a century? Wolfman taking it.
Wolfman, what was it? Evan Drake?
He looks a lot more like the new X-Men's Beast than the Wolfman that I know.
Evan Drake. Let's see.
Evan Drake.
That's what it said, right?
What? Yeah, it did say Evan Drake.
Wolfman Evan Drake.
Try Evan Drake Werewolf. Let's see what can happen. This is the matchup I did
what
not
I did.
expect to see happen.
Here
Look
we
at these
go.
trios square off. Jason Voorhees, the Wolfman, and Chucky.
The first result
Charles
is an
Ray.
Evan Drake character from Cheers in a one-off appearance.
It could be some guy who put this guy on.
Oh, like the person who made the
Yeah.
character? Maybe that's what
Oh.
it is. That has to be what it is because no Evan Drake werewolf.
Thank you, Evan Drake, for making this character.
Thank you.
After
Evan
the
Drake.
apocalypse happens, WWE character creator will be the new DeviantArt. Ooh, punch to the back to Jason Voorhees from Charles Lee Ray, otherwise known as Chucky.
Oh, Jason really doing Chucky a favor there and throwing himself
I do
over.
like that they started to put Chucky's name in the title of all his films because that's how everyone referred to them. Never as Child's Play.
They didn't have SEO in the early '90s to let them know that it wasn't working for them.
Oh, Wolfman getting fresh with
Oh.
Jason.
One of my earliest memories is going to Universal Studios, Florida, and hitting up Fievel's Playland. Saw Fievel Goes West and An American Tale, all aligning the Fievel's Playland were advertisements for Child's Play 3, a wholly inappropriate film to be
I
represented in that
remember
land.
seeing all over in Atlanta in whatever year Child's Play 2 came out. Just huge ads everywhere with Sorry Jack, Chucky's back with
yes.
the scissors with the spring coming out of the Jack in the Box. It was all over Atlanta.
Jason Voorhees has been eliminated.
Could you have guessed the Wolfman versus?
I never would have predicted
Chucky.
this. This is terrifying.
Oh boy. Well, technically, Chucky could send his spirit into a different body.
Chucky really just looking more like every friend who came over on the Brady Bunch.
Man, did Wolfman get a fully charged focus attack and just crumples Chucky in the
Looks
center of
that
the
way.
ring?
This is not the outcome I predicted at all.
Look at the muscle mass on this werewolf.
Unbelievable. I don't know how this child is going to take it from. But remember, this is the heart of a serial killer beating inside of a child's doll. And a big whiff from the Wolfman.
He's a very tiny doll.
That's botched
True.
though. Come on, that he wasn't supposed to duck that.
Chucky didn't bother to sell that shit at all.
Oh my
What is
God!
a pedigree?
Pedigree from Charles Lee Ray.
Chucky
my
wins!
God.
Chucky
Wow.
has beat.
Wolfman.
Dear God,
The Wolfman's angry. Frankenstein's drunk.
Chucky is our friend to the end. Of this,
My
of
God.
this Rumble. Wow.
A more horrific
The
ending I
tiniest
could-
competitor
oh my God.
in the
Wow.
Royal Rumble has won, much like Rey Mysterio.
That's his. Did he look like that at the end of the 2 or
Good
3?
God. Like what? Like
Where
one of the
it-
characters from the Garbage Pail Kids
Well, they had to
movie?
sew his face back together.
Oh,
'cause
that's
he gets
true.
Crushed
It's
and burned.
definitely after 3.
3's the one
say a
in,
bit of both.
at a juvie camp or something.
Yeah.
Kid jumps on a grenade.
Your memories are fresher than mine, but that doesn't mean you can't watch some of these other videos. Fantasy Fight videos on the Laser Time Network. And be sure to subscribe. We do these every Sunday whenever we can. I know that sounded conflicting. I just don't know how the future's going to shake out.
He's
Bazooka
going to
predicted-
WrestleMania.
Chucky be going to WrestleMania.
Can we put our logo up there, maybe?
Okay.
He'll point to laser
Or
time.
actually, behind that sign is a Nitro sign. He's going back to Nitro
Yeah.
to challenge Rick Steiner.
Well,
that is it, everybody. Good night.